Do you need more breathing room around a subject in your photo? Is that head or beak or tree that's just a little too close to the edge kind of ruining the overall composition? Let's see in just a couple of minutes how Photoshop's Generative Expand crop tool can effortlessly create extra space. And then you're going to learn a quick trick to keep everything looking perfectly natural. Let's go. Okay, so I'm in Photoshop with an image that I took with a long lens, handheld, and in a kayak. So I can't always get my subject perfectly situated in my frame when literally everything, including the bird moving around, is trying to make it difficult for me. Now, I like this image, but the head feels a little cramped, so, he needs more headroom. Now, I'm going to use my crop tool. Yeah, crop. I know, it sounds a little counterintuitive, but just bear with me here. So type C or come over to the tool menu and pick the crop from there. Make sure from the drop-down list that Generative Expand is selected. Now you're going to drag the line out, top, bottom, left, right, wherever you need the extra space, as much as you'd like. More is probably better. It's easier to crop it back down later if you need to. Now you can click enter or you can click up here and just say generate, but don't put any text in there if you just want it to fill with the AI. Now you'll get 3 choices over here, but you can always regenerate if needed. So just pick your favorite one, the one that looks the most natural. Now at first glance, this looks really good, but as with most AI that I have experienced anyway, the image looks a bit too smooth. Fake. Now I've got some natural grain, some noise in the original image, and I like it. I think it looks natural, and I'm going to actually want to keep it here. So how do we manipulate this new area to do a better job matching the texture or the noise of the rest of the image? Because otherwise you can just see this kind of dividing line here. So check this out. We need to select this new area and kind of treat it a little bit differently. Now we can do it the old-fashioned way with the selection tool, like, you could use the rectangular marquee or any other selection tool of your choice, or we can save a minute. So come on over to the mask, right-click on it, and say Add Mask to Selection. And that makes a perfect selection of the mask that you just created with the AI. Okay, and then we're going to go up to Filter, Noise, and then we're going to add noise. And now I want to kind of zoom in and take a look at this, but no, I can't. I can't. Okay, even I screw up sometimes. All right, let's cancel that and zoom in first, and then we'll go through that again. Filter, noise, add noise. Okay. Crank up the noise and kind of see what you get. Now, by default, monochromatic might not be checked on, and that'll add color noise to your image. But I don't want color noise because luminance noise is the type of noise that is in the rest of my image, in this particular image. So whatever image you're working on, you may want the color noise or the monochromatic. Don't leave just yet. Hang out because I've got one more bonus tip here after this step to solve one more issue that might come up. All right, so after I've checked the monochromatic noise, I'm just going to start dragging that slider and see what I get. It may be a little finicky. Sometimes I just have to type a number in here and make the noise match the rest of the image. I want this to be as realistic as possible. So there's a little bit of the before and after. When I zoom in, you can see that the noise matches, but there's still a little kind of dividing line right there, and I just want to smooth that out. So I'm going to make sure that my mask is selected, okay, because this won't work unless the mask is selected. I'm going to come to Blur, Gaussian Blur. If you blur it way too much, it defeats the whole purpose of this. It just needs a few pixels, okay? So that's that little extra tip there, is to be able to blur the dividing line between what is masked and what is not masked. So basically that layer right there. So I'm going to pick the perfect number that visually to me makes it look good, and I'm good to go. Okay, now that you have your added headroom, Now I can crop it the way that I'd like to see it from a compositional perspective. Okay, and here's a little before and after. I think compositionally speaking, it's just better to have that bird in a slightly lower position in this image, having a little bit more space above it. It just makes it a better image in my mind. For more tips with Photoshop itself, check out this playlist right here. Y'all have a great day.